Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm Stephanie, and today we have our February 2024 readings, and I'm pretty excited for the month of February. I don't know about you. I know Pluto just went into Aquarius, and I'm currently filming this during the Pluto and Sun Aquarius conjunct. At least I think that is. But regardless, there's something new coming up for everybody in the month of February. There's a lot of newness, let's just put it that way. Also, year of the lunar new year is coming up. We're going into year of the dragon. For those of you who are familiar with that, that's going to be quite a year. So big things are happening in February for everybody, I promise. But regardless, let's look at your specific situation with these four piles. Pile 1, we have this selenite heart. Pile 2, we have an orange calcite heart. Pile 3, I want to say this is soapstone, this big gigantic soapstone heart. And pile 4, hematite. This adorable little hematite heart. So take a moment to think about your month and what newness it will bring to you, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose this big beautiful selenite heart, and we'll figure out what this card is in a moment. We have your reading here for the month of February, and right away I heard maximalism when I started hitting record for this. So I don't know if some of you are either currently maximalist or you like to kind of overdo certain aspects of your life. You might be somebody who likes to collect a certain specific thing, and I feel like whatever it is that you are, there's something you're either maximalizing in your month of February, or you're going to be focusing on that specific collection or hobby or thing. I feel like everybody has one thing that they overdo in their life. You can always look toward your Jupiter in your astrological chart for that. For me right now, it's definitely tarot decks. Like, I feel like it's increased over the year, and it's part of the reason why I started this channel, just to showcase them and share it with everybody. But regardless, let's look at your card. We have lilac with lost love. Lilac marks the dawn of a new season of growth, and the flowers are used to represent renewal. A cloud of lilac can remind a friend at a crossroads to let go of the past and harness the positive feeling of moving forward. That was very direct. Usually when I'm looking for the meaning of these flowers in this deck, I have to look like in the like later paragraphs, but the fact that was very direct, I feel like some of you are finally getting over something, or you're starting something new in love. With lost love, you may be starting something while you're not fully healed, or you may meet somebody that kind of helps you get over somebody. But I'm not seeing that in an unhealthy way. I know like some people do jump very quickly into relationships after one has just ended, but in this case I feel like you're going to start off as friends, or the friendship energy is very strong here. This is somebody who is going to care about what you're going through. They're going to be very sensitive to what is going on. And I really feel it's going to start as friends, because especially if you meet them during the time of Aquarius. Aquarius is a very, I don't want to say they're not romantic, but they definitely put friendship and fellow humans first. It's that type of energy. I also heard they could be in Aquarius or your composite sign with you, and this person could be Aquarius. So something to take in mind. But we're also going to look at your other oracles. We have the empty room. I feel like some of you are moving somewhere, or maybe you have just emptied a room. Like something about either someone having moved out or you moving out, or have moved into somewhere new where there is an actual empty room. And of course, metaphorically, this could just be your heart space right now. We have independence. I embrace total independence, and I see how empowering that is. Even when I'm in a relationship, I can still be independent by meeting my own needs and creating my own happiness. When I do that, I'm the fullest version of myself, and I have much more me to give without needing pieces of me in return. A scientifically impossible expectation. So yeah, I actually really love this. I feel like a lot of you are getting over somebody and moving on. Or if that's not the case, if you're still in a connection and you know that nothing is going to shake that, you're finding a sense of self here. There's something about truly loving yourself and exerting that independence, but also understanding that your happiness is never dependent on anybody but yourself. Not even your circumstances. I feel like this is something where you're finally taking ownership of the heartbreak that has happened to you in your past, or within a connection, or even in any other aspect of your life. You're coming into this energy of, I don't want to say hyper independence because that can also be bad, but it's more like you're taking accountability for your own energy and your own feelings. The empty room could also be the space that you may need for this. So if you are in a connection already, or if you have like a very demanding kind of life, you may ask for this space from people. I definitely see a bit of boundary setting here. We have my greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force, they come through freedom. And I feel like that goes with independence too. It's understanding that in order to grow, you sometimes need to let go of certain situations, even if they're from the past, letting go of certain expectations and even people. It's like you're choosing your own path here. You're really taking ownership. Like I said, you're taking that accountability here. And it's quite refreshing. I feel like some of you have been, like maybe you've thought about it or you've taken small strides in this direction, but you never really made it a focus until something that's happening in February, or maybe you finally have the time in February to actually access this. I really feel like that's going to shift you massively. And then we have two self-care cards, which is interesting because I don't know if the other ones had more than one, but we have Look to the Stars. So some of you may actually be into astrology. I did mention Aquarius and Aquarius placements, as well as composite charts. If you are with a partner, or even if you're considering partnering up with somebody, even if it's platonic, the composite chart is going to be very important. The composite chart is basically how the actual relationship takes on its own entity, like it has its own sun sign, its own moon sign, ascendant. In a partnership, this could be the energy you project towards people when you're together as a couple. And it might be very different from what you and your partner are actually like as individuals. That I see that quite often, especially with signs that are opposite. You'll come off as completely different people to others. Or as a couple, you'll be completely different to others. So say you're both very reserved. Compositely, you become very extroverted and very in the public eye. It's that kind of energy. And then we also have rest. Yeah, some of you are going to be getting a lot of rest. This could be some of that space you need. For some of you, I am hearing that some of your spiritual growth does come in when you sleep. I feel like you may have very profound dreams, very vivid dreams, and some of you may actually do some kind of energy release or energy download when you sleep. Probably a bit of both. I was actually wondering if that's a reading I should do, like what goes on when you sleep spiritually, energetically, and stuff, because it's quite interesting. Sleep habits are something I've always been very curious about, because I've known sleepwalkers, sleep talkers, people who like thrash in their sleep, as well as mumble. I used to mumble a lot in my sleep. All kinds of things, as well as people who astral project unintentionally. That happens. And then of course the not so great things like sleep paralysis. I've always been curious about that. So if any of that kind of sleep hygiene interests you, let me know in the comments and I can make a reading about that. But also I feel like you in general will be curious about this phenomenon, about when you sleep as well as when you rest. Not so much meditation, though that could also be a thing. I feel like meditation might help you a lot when it comes to the space you're needing, because some of the space might just be energetic. It could just be emotional as well. You might need that space to breathe. Even if you're still around your family or your partner or whomever you live with, you might ask for more alone time. You might ask not to be bothered as much. Again, this is for your growth and for your own benefit. For those of you who are resonating with the getting over somebody, I feel like even if you are in a partnership, there are aspects of certain past partnerships or past relationships that are still affecting you to this day, or even within your own current connection. For example, let's say somebody was unfaithful to you in a past connection, and now you're having thoughts about that pop up in this connection you are in, even if it's very healthy and if you know your partner is very loyal. That's actually quite common, and that's actually something within you that you need to sort out yourself. So again, that space, the spiritual shift, is going to come in handy when it comes to looking into that very specific energy that is popping up in the month of February. It may have already been popping up, but like I said, you didn't really have the time until now to focus on that. So if you have the time, please take advantage of it. Like, please, because I feel like Spirit is really asking you to look at something that will truly both bring out your independence and change you as a person. I feel like some of you are not going to end the year being the same person that you were when this year began, and in a very profound way. It's going to be something people are going to find hard to ignore, quite frankly. And you're going to start seeing the beginnings of that this month, or you're going to start planting the seeds for that this month. Like I said, astrology is a big thing. I feel like some of you might follow astrology right now, especially if you do have Aquarius placements, because Pluto in Aquarius is going to be shifting a lot of people for better or worse. Mostly for better. I don't mind Plutonic energy. It's very, it's also Scorpio type energy where it's very intense. You can't help the shift. You can't help the change. It's going to happen. And I feel like that's why some people don't like it, because they're being forced to change, which I know it's coming through with this card. Spiritual shifts don't come through force. They come through freedom. I feel like some of you are going to take that Plutonic energy, embrace it, and it's going to be more liberating than forceful, if that makes sense. Yeah, let's move on to the tarot, because I feel like some of you are already wondering like what exactly else is going to happen in the month of February. I can sense the excitement in some of you, or some of you may have been like truly wanting this kind of energy to come through, but you have had trouble initiating it yourself. So now like the stars are aligning for you to actually do this. And some of you may, oops, just dropped all the cards. Some of you may feel this, or may have had like a premonition about it, like you may have felt it in the wind. And then some of you may have been like I said, just looking for an excuse, looking for the right time. All right, I got the cards from my lovely pile one. I'm wearing nails that are way too long for me. I've been trying press-on nails because I don't like having to take off nail polish every day. I feel for some of you, you also might be trying something very, very different that you're not used to, but you're doing it for like the convenience and for the needed growth. All right, so my pile one, we have the Knight of, this is the Knight of Swords, messages coming through. We have the Page of Swords, lots of air energy for you, pile one. We have the Lovers. Like I said, a connection that is going to benefit from all the inner work you're doing in this month. We also have the Three of Cups. I'm not surprised because I was getting a download about this earlier this morning. Sometimes that happens. I'll be sitting there having breakfast or doing errands, and then suddenly things for my readings will pop up and I'm like, why is this coming through now? I'm not in front of the camera. And I just hope I remember it. We also have the Magician. Yeah, stepping into your power, manifesting whatever it is that you need. Specifically more spiritually, so I'm kind of surprised the High Priestess isn't out yet. We also have the Queen of Wands. Like I said, you're going to be a very changed person by the end of this year, my lovely pile one. And then to clarify these, I'm using the Empyrean Mini Tarot, which I love this deck so much. Sorry if you like a regular on my channel and you see this deck a lot. I just really love it. And it's small, so it like feels like it fits well in my hands. Okay, we have, this is the King of Wands. So we have the King and Queen of Wands. If you are meeting somebody, this is somebody who's going to be on your level for sure. Even if they don't appear like at the beginning. We also have the Page of Swords again. That's interesting. So something about the way you're communicating is coming through, but also of like a whole slew of ideas, new ideas that are going to definitely benefit you and put you on the right path towards something. It could also have come from this person you're meeting. We have the Eight of Cups with moving on emotionally. I love this because we did say you're letting something go. We have the Seven of Swords. Something's going to come to light. Somebody's been talking behind your back or spreading lies about you, or somebody's been talking something. They've been saying things about you that they shouldn't be saying, even if it's not something that is necessarily toxic or catty. It could just be like, why are you telling people this? Like, for example, you're making plans to do something and somebody is telling somebody else that you're doing that. And you're kind of not okay with it because it's like, why is that their business? I don't even, you know, I don't know that person, or that person has nothing to do with me and you. It's that kind of energy. So something about deception from the past is also coming up. We have, there we go, the High Priestess. It's the High Sage in this deck. Underneath the Magician, And I love that combination because the magician and the high priestess, you could see them as like the feminine and masculine energies of spirituality here, where one is actually doing things physically while the other one is downloading the information and being, you know, that psychic aspect where they're just sitting there taking in all that good energy, and the other one's just putting it to use. So I'm loving this. That with the lovers, I feel, let me see, back of the deck, Ace of Cups, yeah, a new emotional path, really, a new emotional mindset as well. I also love how these colors are coming together. But there is something about your spiritual growth that is impacting your love connections, believe it or not. And vice versa. Your love connections could be impacting your spiritual growth. And it has something to do with somebody not being completely honest. If for some of you, it will be a past partner and you're letting go of that, you know, residue that is still residing within you. And for some of you, it could be a current partner. And this is, you'll know who you are. If it's a partner that you've been thinking about that you know isn't solid, that you know you're not going to be with them for a long time, you knew it was just going to be something short and casual, you'll know. And for others, if it's somebody you have been with for a long time, I feel like this is going to be a flashpoint in your connection where you're asking them to mind their words regarding your connection, or at least regarding you, or in some cases to even mind their business if you're the kind of people who don't really blend everything about your connection together. Like, I feel like some of you might have partnerships where you kind of keep everything separate despite the fact that you're married and together, or together, I mean. There's something about your partner minding their own business, or you may be keeping something secret from your partner for reasons that are your own. But let's start over here with the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands. So if this is a new person coming in, this is somebody who is definitely, they're going to talk a lot. They're going to be quite a talker, but they're also going to be quite beneficial for you somehow. I feel like they're going to both give you inspiration. And because we have the Wands and the Swords, this is somebody who, they actually do the things that they set out to do. This is a person of action. This is a person also of planning. I'm seeing like two very masculine energies coming through where I'm hearing a man of their word. Take that if it resonates. It could also be a woman of their word, of course. But regardless of the person you're meeting, what they identify as, it's a very masculine energy where they actually get things done. And I feel like it's going to be very refreshing. This could also be your partner morphing into this kind of energy, specifically because I feel like they want to be on the same playing field as you, or level field, however you say it. They want to be on your level. So they're willing to make the mental notes and the mental changes, verbal changes. I feel like they're going to take what you say to heart for sure. With the Page of Voices squared here, we have Page of Swords squared here. I really feel like some of you are just coming into new energy. This is what I'm taking this as. It's going to feel different. It might feel a little bit like you're starting at square one, but you're not actually starting at square one. You've had quite a lifetime of experience, both spiritual and physical, to guide you through this, but you're going to put yourself in a very curious beginner's mindset. I feel like you're really going to embrace that. And that makes sense with Aquarius. I feel like Aquarius is one of the more curious signs. It's between them and Gemini, but they're definitely very open-minded about how to approach things. So you're not going to be afraid of that newness. It's giving Fool's energy, the Fool in tarot, of course. So I really feel like you might, quite literally, you might be seeing something through a new set of eyes, through different lens. It could be due to the fact that you've asked for this space. So when you're in this energy of being in your just solely, purely your energy and nobody else's, you're able to see things more clearly. I feel like that's part of the reason you're going to ask for that space, is so that you can like detach away from everybody else's energies and be able to only see things through your own lens and through your own heart. I'm hearing, because I feel like for some of you, you may have strayed a little bit from what it is that you truly want for the sake of other people, your partners, your friends, your family. For some of you, you could have been in that energy of being a new parent, and that's kind of shifted your focus, of course, to your children and to your partner and whatever that whole system might be. So you're definitely remembering who you are in this pile, which is funny because that came up in another reading of mine. I'm not sure if you also came from that one. So if you remember it, just take that to heart, because it's a kind of a spiritual renewal. I don't want to say it's a reawakening, because I feel like a lot of you have already been awake. It's just you haven't had a nap, to recharge those batteries. So I really feel like you're going to come into that with the Lovers and the Eight of Cups. Like I said, you're letting go of something from a past relationship, or even if you've been in a relationship that's been like really long, like let's say over 8-10 years and upwards, you're releasing certain energies from the past within that connection. Regardless, I feel like it's something that's been sitting within you that you didn't really realize was impacting you that much. But Eight of Cups is letting go emotionally. So you're not actually walking away physically, though some of you might. It all depends on your situation. But the majority of you, you're going to be walking away from something emotionally. You're going to let go of some kind of toxic trait that was within that connection, or you're going to let go of your own toxicity. And I feel like a lot of you will be owning up to when it is you. For example, if you get jealous for the smallest, stupidest things, I feel like that kind of energy is definitely going to be leaving you in the month of February, and for good. At the very least, I'm not saying that you won't get jealous in the future. Like, I feel like you're going to have a very, very good, solid reason to become jealous, because that kind of energy is just no longer there for you. It's going to be jealous over dumb things like, I don't know, your partner looking at somebody in public, and then overthinking is like, why were they looking at that person? You're not going to be in that energy anymore. It's more going to be like, you'll only start suspecting things if you have really good reason or really good suspicions. And you're going to be listening to your gut a lot more too regarding this kind of situation. If it's not jealousy, it could also be like wondering what they're up to. Like, why haven't they texted me back? This is not, the small petty things. It's definitely what you're letting go in February. And I feel like for a lot of you, this will either, if you're in a connection, it will strengthen that connection. And if you're not committed to anybody, if you're still single, it will empower you even more, because it's like, why do you care if somebody, if you're not committed to somebody and they're looking at somebody else, why care at that point? It's that kind of mentality, because they can leave, you can find somebody who will be loyal, who will give you the attention you want and need and know their boundaries. But if this person who you're not even committed to is doing that, you can let them go easily. I feel like you're definitely going to step into that kind of power this month. With the Three of Cups and the Seven of Daggers, like I said, there's somebody saying some questionable things and having questionable conversations, specifically with friends. And I'm not sure if these are mutual friends. I guess if they are, you'll find out. But if they're not mutual friends, I feel like that's where it's going to take a different turn. And if it's not friends, that it could be like the community, because the Three of Cups is like a party kind of card. It's it's hanging out with your friends. It's also drinking with your friends. They may be saying things when they're out drinking with their friends that are a little bit too honest about your relationship. So I'm getting that kind of vibe here, and it'll get back to you. You will find out whether this is good or bad. I feel like the majority of you, it's somewhere in between. It's more like you don't have to be telling people this stuff. It's that kind of energy. And I'm sorry that this whole reading has been very centered about relationships, but I feel like for you, at least, pile one, that's going to be at the forefront. Even if you're not in a relationship, or even if you don't currently care, I feel like the things that have happened in past relationships are still affecting you. So let's say this is from the past, and in the past your partner has spoken about things to other people that you did not care for them to speak about. It's going to give you trust issues, and those trust issues can affect your entire psyche going forward. So in the month of February, you're looking at exactly why that bothered you, or why you allowed this to happen. I'm not feeling like you allowed it to happen. It's more like, why did that have to be a thing with that specific partner? Because I feel a lot of you question, especially if you believe that everything happens for a reason, you question why certain things like this happened. So you're going to be looking at that specifically, healing that, and moving on with your life. Like I said, it's just like the ghost of something that has been haunting your heart space, and it's affecting the way that you look at yourself. With the Magician and the High Sage, like I said, you're completely in control of your spiritual journey here. You're completely in control of your auric field. You're learning how to expand this vibration. You're also learning how to truly deal with yourself, I'm hearing. I really feel like a lot of you are just learning. You're being your best psychologist, your best psychiatrist in general. I feel like you're definitely becoming a person who doesn't, you want to be very self-aware and you want to take accountability for the things that you've done. And in doing this, you become very empowered about every other aspect of your life, like the law of manifestation, or no, attraction, or maybe both. Is there a law of manifestation? The law of attraction starts working for you like a dream once you step into this energy, once you do the meditation, once you do the shadow work, the energy work, whatever it takes to truly rid yourself of these old systems, of these old paradigms. Is that a word? Yeah. Of these old ways of thinking. I really feel like a lot of you are just stepping into your complete high priestess energy or magician energy, whichever you want to achieve, whichever you prefer. And I love the bottom of the deck energies here because we have the Queen of Inspiration. This is the Queen of Wands, somebody who is in complete and total control of her charm, of her aura, of herself, really. Regardless of what you identify as, you're stepping into this energy of being a beacon for inspiration and charm. I feel like people will not look at you the same way. Maybe even by the end of this month with the Ace of Cups, you're going to make a lot of new friendships. You're going to meet new people. And if not that, at the very least, you're going to have a new way of relating to them. I really feel like people are going to see you in a new light and they're going to see that you're truly a changed person. Underneath, we have the moon. Yeah, that shadow work is going to benefit you. The inner workings of your mind is something that you're going to explore. And underneath this, we have the Page of Materials. For some of you, it could also, this is the Page of Coins. It could also affect the way you bring in your finances. It could affect your actual everyday way of being. Some of you may be manifesting, like I said, you're not going to see the fruits of your labor this month, but you're going to plant the seeds. And I feel like that goes for a lot of aspects of your life, including your finances. So yeah, I feel like February is going to be a huge month of growth for you, Pile 1. That Pluto energy is already at work for you for sure. But let's move on to your closing cards. Because I'm actually loving this. I love the glow up. This is definitely a spiritual glow up month for you. And if not spiritual, then at the very least, internally, you're glowing up. Emotionally, the emotional glow up, which is always more, it's always more satisfying than the physical glow up, you know? Because you want to behave, or, well, you want to be the person that is unbothered. That's another word for you this month, Pile 1, unbothered. So we're going to take, I'm going to choose an astro card for you, actually. Because I've been doing a lot more astrology work this past, the past few weeks. And I've been told twice now that I'm actually very gifted at astrology. So I'm like, why don't I do that a little bit more? I don't want to turn this into an astrology channel, but I might do some astrology videos. But I also feel like there's people out there who do it better than me, so I don't know. But regardless, we have for you the 10th house of authority. Yeah, for some of you, you'll be in the public eye a lot more. Your career will be impacted by the things that you do, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing to get another one. Two wanted to come out. Okay. We have the ascendant, which is, again, the public image, the way, the mask, the social mask that you have when you come in. And then the 11th house with community. This is very interesting. So with the 11th house, I'm specifically hearing your friendships are going to evolve as a result as well. Or your friendships may be at the forefront. Like you might rely a little bit more on your friends this month than usual. Or you may contact them. You may do catch up, something along those lines. With the 10th house though, I want to say career, but I feel like it's more because it's close to the midhaven, which is the how you come off as to the public eye. I feel like your energy and your public image is definitely shifting for sure, and it's going to be a more authoritative one. Some of you could be getting like a promotion or be stepping into an energy of being in charge somehow. It could even be within your own connection, your own relationship, but definitely within yourself. And then 2 cards from the Animal Apothecary I'm hearing. So we have one. The illusion, number 13. Yeah, the illusion is being, you're breaking this illusion. You're shifting the illusion. Is that how you say it? Break the illusion? regardless, you're going to be looking at this illusion and you're going to hunt it down and it's going to be no more, is what I'm hearing. And one more, we have abundance, which is interesting. These two cards look very similar because we have this is a shark, I'm pretty sure, and this is a whale. So it's almost like you're going from that shark energy, you're hunting down the shark, getting rid of it, and then saving this whale, which is this energy of abundance, of expansion. I'm thinking of somebody who is like navigating very deep depths, the ocean, of course, but in this case, it's going to be your emotional psyche. And you're going to be like this whale who just encompasses everything, who can glide through it and seamlessly just live in it. So yeah, you're breaking this illusion and embracing abundance in the same process. And that's quite beautiful. Like I said, I feel like for some of you, your finances and your life is being held back by your connections or an energy from a past connection. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile one. Thank you so much for letting me read for you and your February horoscopes, your February prediction reading. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if any of this resonated in the comments, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose the orange calcite heart, then we have a reading here for the month of February. Messages that were coming through as I was meditating for your pile. Number 1 was routine. I feel like some of you may be going through a lot of changes in February, and what you're going to be finding comfort in this month is going to be your routine. You may rework your routine to work around these changes, or you might just be setting up an actual routine if you're somebody who doesn't typically have one. I feel like when you truly start making like time for the things that you truly need, which is what your routine will consist of, you're going to start realizing that it's grounding, that it's going to help you navigate these changing times for you, and you might actually find new ways of coping with life, I'm hearing, which seems a little bit profound or a little bit intense, but yeah, I feel like a lot of you are changing up your routine, and it's definitely going to help you with what is going on this month and going forward into the year. For some of you, you might be quite profoundly impacted by Pluto in Aquarius. So if you're into astrology, I highly recommend you check that out. But let's look at the card you chose. I think this is Baby's Breath. Yeah, but the actual name is Gypsophila. Lasting Love. It's long been a favorite of brides as it symbolizes everlasting love, innocence, modesty, and purity of heart. It also asks us to be present in the moment and breathe, the perfect remedy for any wedding day nerves. Yeah, so within this routine, I feel like some of you may decide to do something akin to meditation, or to at least do some kind of breathing exercises to keep you in the present moment. Like I said, a lot of you may be going through quite a bit of change, or at least enough change that it's bothering you. And even if it's not a lot of change, it could just be the energies in the air. Like I said, I feel like some of you are not going to handle the beginning of Pluto and Aquarius quite as much as you, not as well as other people, or maybe you've already been in this energy. I feel like some of you are already going through some kind of very profound change. And that word keeps coming up, profound. So a lot of change is happening for you, and what that might be in the oracles and in the tarot. But before I start this, there was something else that was coming through, and I don't know why. Lilith specifically, and specifically the asteroid Lilith in astrology, I would check where that is in your chart and what sign that is, and really work with that asteroid. Sorry if I called her a planet. She's an asteroid. But very impactful. I feel like some of you are working with Lilith, or you could look to the myth or story of Lilith. This is in Christianity. She's considered the first wife of Adam, and also has a very rebellious feminine nature to her. That's what I associate her with. So for some of you, you might want to look that up. I'm not sure why she's coming through very strongly right now. But let's look at the rest of your cards. We have resilience. Sticks and stones may break my bones, and unkind words can somehow drain every bit of joy and color from my once rosy life. But nothing can ever permanently damage the real me. I love myself, I cherish myself, and I vow to remember that I'm always camped out in the depths of myself, even when I don't feel like very much of myself. So yeah, resilience. Like I said, there's a rebellious nature to Lilith because she was the first wife, but of course she wanted to be equal to Adam, and Adam was like, no. So she moved on. You could also see her like an aspect of divorce, I guess, maybe. But definitely it's giving me like a scorned person energy. Like, if you don't like me, then I don't have to stay here. It's that kind of energy. So definitely not putting up with anything, which is interesting because we also had everlasting lasting love. Yeah. Quite interesting. I am going to read a little. I've been doing both like relationship as well as self-love within these readings. At least in the last one, that was coming through very strongly, and it's also coming through strongly for this pile. I wonder if it's because I used those hearts at the beginning. We have I release time and let the universe show me what to do. I actually love that these two match, so let me put them together. That happens a lot in my readings. The colors will just match beautifully. We also have this, and I don't know if I have to we have SEX number 44, and I don't know if I want to block this or not. I know I'm looking for something to block it with. There we go. Appropriate. But yeah, we have this. For some of you, I do feel a kind of liberation within you, a very sensual liberation. This is giving me baddie energy, quite honestly, and I'm pretty sure that's why Lilith came through. I feel like some of you are going to ask for a little bit more of balance in your connections and your relationships, and specifically this aspect of your connections, the intimate side. It's a put up or shut up or put up kind of energy. I don't know why that's coming through, but I feel like some of you have kind of had it within your connections and what you are not receiving enough of. And then the comic. I love this card. Some of you are also getting a sense of a renewed sense of humor. I'm not saying you don't have a sense of humor, but your sense of humor is definitely shifting this month. It's kind of a little bit all over the place. This is definitely very much FU energy that is coming through, but it's because you're finally learning to love yourself, and the way you learn to love yourself is by saying FU to a lot of things that were not benefiting you, or at least not giving you back the same amount of energy that you were giving them. And that's why this is coming through with intimacy here. I'm going to call it intimacy. I don't know if you can see the word, but I think YouTube doesn't like it when you say that word, which is kind of ridiculous because it's a medical term. But anyway, a lot of you are realizing that you have not been treated fairly in certain situations, and this has kind of been an impact on your resilience, or at the very least you've been resilient enough that you've been able to put up with it until now. This is giving me Taurus energy, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm saying this as a Taurus myself. I recognize my own energy. So shout out to all the Taurus babes out there. You're not putting up with a lot in February, quite honestly, and I can see why. Pluto might be squaring you as in the month of February, as will of course a lot of Aquarius, and what this causes is a square, and the square is I love it because it indicates growth. It indicates where the problems are and how you can work with them, or how you can fix them, essentially. And in this case, I really feel like you're loving yourself enough to walk away from situations that are no longer nurturing for you, that are no longer pleasing you, if you will. And it's definitely very much the attitude you're having towards it is an attitude of like sarcasm, because the comic is somebody who is both funny, hilarious, but can also use comedy to deflect. So it's kind of like, it's a bitter laugh that I'm hearing. It's like, well, of course this is happening because this and that. It's that kind, yeah, Lilith energy would actually go along with the comic if it was you. I hope I'm explaining this right. It's that you're laughing because of course this happens, like of course this and this happened. It's a very, like I said, the scorned woman. I say scorned woman, but you can also be a man. You've been scorned long enough that you're like, okay, whatever. This is actually kind of funny. Let me move on. So the comic here is coming through in a way that is very sarcastic. I feel like you're making light of the situation by kind of laughing at the audacity some people have of treating you a certain way. And this doesn't necessarily have to be within relationships. It could also be in the workplace. It could also be with your friends, even your family. I feel like a lot of you are just done putting up with people who do not respect you, or who think it's okay to only respect you in small amounts, if that makes any sense. Because you're a very strong and independent individual, pile two. When I was channeling the Lilith earlier when I was doing the meditation for you, I was like, why is this coming through? And now I see why. You've been treated like you've been demonized, essentially, because that's what Lilith has been in, I want to say it's the Christian mythology, the Christian stories, Christianity in general. But the truth is, all you've been asking is to be treated like a human, essentially, to be treated like everybody else, to be given respect, to be given, you know, credit where credit is due. And for some of you, like I said, the reason sex is coming through, I said it well, the reason this specific card is coming through is because in that act, it's a give and take. It should be equal. Not saying that it will always be, but when it's not, one person can become more resentful than the other. It's giving me Six of Pentacles energy here, where something is just out of balance and you're kind of done with it. With I release time and let the universe show me what to do. This goes along again with the comic, where you're kind of giving up on the control that you thought you could have over the situation and just allowing the universe to tell you what to do. It's like, okay, what is going on? Like I said, meditation could be very important at this point, because some of you will get the insight and the knowledge of what to do in your current situation when you meditate. And like I said, take everything very lightly. The comic is asking you to release some of the intensity, because I can feel some of this energy being very intense, but once you like laugh at yourself for the situation, make light of it, if you can, of course. I feel like not everybody will have the privilege to do so, but if you can laugh at it, or at least find something funny about it, you release some of that intensity, some of that power. You can laugh at the people who have tried to make you out to be smaller than you are, when you truly are not. With all this green here, this is heart chakra energy. This is self-love energy as well. The lasting love that was coming through in this card is towards yourself, pile 2, more than anything. If there is a person involved, like let's say these are the in-laws that are causing this kind of trauma, then I feel like this person will step up to the plate, or they won't. Like I said, it's like they can either support you or they can get out. I don't know why put up or shut up came through. I'm not even quite sure what that means, because I've never really used it or used it be heard. I think I've read it somewhere, but regardless. What else is coming through? Yeah, big major shift for you in February, pile 2. I was not expecting it to be this intense, but maybe this is part of the reason you're setting up a new routine, because you're definitely becoming a new person. This new person is going to need like more time to themselves. They're going to need a whole new diet in some cases. You might need more protein, especially if you decide to hit up the gym, or maybe change the time that you go to the gym to something earlier or later, depending on, of course, your situation. Your routine is being shaken up for yourself. Maybe some of you are cutting out certain people, and therefore you have more free time to yourself, but you're making it a point to fill that time with something for yourself, as opposed to leaving it open for anybody to come through. It's like, no, I've wasted enough time giving this situation or these people all my energy. That energy is going to me in this specific time slot. So yeah, the resilience is shining through here, because you put up with a lot. You've put up with a lot, pile 2, and my heart goes out to you. It truly does, because you deserve so much better than what you have been getting as of recently. February is going to see a shift in that. So let's move on to the tarot, because I'm kind of curious to see what else is going to come through here. Of course, you can take the sex card to be quite literal, but that'll all depend on your situation and what's going on with you. If you're not in a connection, again, I feel like that aspect of your dating life is going to be very important. If it's not good, you're not staying in it, because why put up with it? Or you might be withholding it until you find someone you can really trust. So whichever one resonates with you, it's going to be a flashpoint in your dating life, in the people you date. But let's look at the tarot. I hope I've shuffled well enough. These nails are like not the best for me to shuffle, or at least I'm not used to shuffling with nails. I do not know how other tarot readers do it. I have respect for them. Let's see. We have 3 of Wands here with the planning. Also the dominoes falling, or they're not falling, but they're set up for sure. We have the 10 of Pentacles. I'm hearing appreciation here for some reason. We have the 10 of Cups. Well, that's also appreciation. Yeah, you're looking for fulfillment this month, or you're making your emotional, financial, every type of fulfillment and satisfaction a point this month. Sorry for that. My cards have been falling in every pile. There's definitely a Tower moment coming through in this month, not just for you individually, though that could also be the case. We have the Seven of Cups. This also came out in pile 1. And in this case, no, it did not. Never mind, it did not come out in pile 1. But something similar came out in pile 1 where they're no longer putting up with something. And the Two of Coins, balance. I knew a balance card would come out. Back of the deck energy, we have the Six of Cups, which is also reciprocity, but this is emotional reciprocity. It can also be nostalgia. Some of you may have been holding on to certain connections or certain behaviors because you've known somebody for so long. That's not going to be the case anymore. Especially if it's a very toxic behavior. You will know who this is. You will know what it is. You're not putting up with that anymore. And I feel like some of you may have been pushed to a very extreme way of handling it because it may not even be the first time you've asked for this. To clarify the Three of Wands, we have the Six of Pentacles. What did I say about the reciprocity coming through? To clarify, this is, yeah, the Six of Pentacles. To clarify the Ten of Pentacles, we have Death. Finances could also be a flashpoint. Maybe somebody has been taking advantage of you financially. To clarify the Ten of Cups, we have the Tower. What did I say about that Tower moment? To clarify the Seven of Cups, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is giving me that comic energy. Some of you are actually going to be in quite a good mood despite all this intense flashpoint energy coming through. Believe it or not. I feel like you'll feel so liberated having gone through this that you can't help but be in a good mood. Maybe because it's something you've been wanting to get a point across or something you really wanted to do for such a long time that once you finally do it, you can't help but feel free and liberated and happy because this is Jupiter energy coming through. And then to clarify the Two of Coins, we have the Eight of Pentacles with work. Back of the deck energy. Five of Pentacles coming through. I'm not saying this is going to be easy, but you'll feel better once you do it. You know, it's like going to the dentist. You know, you dread it because you probably have some stuff going on or going to a doctor, any of those kinds of, but once you do it, it's like finally you can check that off your list and you're done and you feel much better about it. It's that kind of energy coming through. Let's start here with the Three of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. I really feel like you've been keeping an eye. I feel like some of you may have been keeping score in certain situations, in certain relationships, and in certain in certain situations, not because you want to. I really feel like it took quite a bit of repeated acts for you to finally start noticing and realize, okay, well, they've done this again and again and again to me, and I've been treated unfairly here. And it's almost like you can't ignore it anymore. In fact, the fact that you started taking note of it, that you started counting the times that people do something, it should have been the first red flag. But in this case, it's like you were willing to put up with it because there's a lot of Pentacles here, which gives Earth energy, and Earth is very patient. Earth signs, very patient, at least in general. But the patience has run out because we have the Ten of Pentacles here, and then we have Death. Yeah, your patience is ended. The Ten of Pentacles here is patience, it's stability, but with Death here, something has to change because that stability is kind of been eaten away at, or at the very least, somebody has been depending on that stability for far too long, and it's been, you could say it's been killing you here with the Death card. It hasn't been the best for you in this case. If anything, it's been you've been feeling drained of this situation. It could be a person, it could be a situation, like I said, it could be work, it could be within a personal connection. With the Ten of Cups and the Tower, what seemed to be happy on the outside is suddenly shifting. I do see it coming to an end for somebody, not for you, for somebody else. Somebody may have thought they could get away with this for quite a bit, and then you give them the ultimatum, or you bring this up, you bring up the conversation, and suddenly they act like they're taken by surprise. I don't know why they're taken by surprise, because like I said, you've noticed this happening for quite a while. The Three of Wands, it can be planning, but it could also be noticing something. This is noting patterns, noting the course of actions that people have taken. So yeah, I feel like they think it's a surprise that you're finally like bringing this up to them, or giving them an ultimatum, or, you know, just trying to have this discussion. But the truth is, not everybody has been happy in this situation, in this connection, whatever it may be. With the Seven of Cups, yeah, you can't help but change. I mean, look at these three cards. We have the Death, the Tower, and the Wheel of Fortune. Time goes on. A lot of this was actually pretty fated, believe it or not. I feel like it would have happened sooner or later. And in this case, it just happens to happen right now in the month of February, either because of your own doing, pile two, because you're finally taking things into your own hands, or because the timing was just right enough. Like there was just something in the air. You were like, okay, yeah, let's go there. Let's go there today. With the Seven of Cups, though, you have options. And you're seeing what courses, not what courses, what paths to take, what course to take. Some of you could be taking courses in certain things, and that's going to open up your options. But you're seeing what path to take once you see the reaction of these people, or your partner, or your situation. Because again, like I said, this Wheel of Fortune, it's going to happen sooner or later. If it doesn't happen in February, do expect it to happen sometime this year. It's not going to last forever. This situation cannot sustain itself. With the Two of Materials, do expect balance. The Two of Pentacles, do expect balance. It could be financially if somebody, again, was taking advantage of your finances. It could also be emotionally if somebody was just draining you of your attention, of your time, and even of your ear in some case. I feel like some of you may have put up with listening too much of somebody complain about something, and you're finally saying something here with the Eight of Globes. Like I said, this has been a long time coming. The Eight of Globes is progress. It's reaping the fruits of your labor. It's kind of like the argument you will have for somebody reacting negatively to this, especially if they're surprised about it, is like, what did you expect after doing this for so long? Like, do you not see, can you not look back at yourself and be like, and realize everything that you've been doing, and how you thought I would just ignore it, or that I wouldn't say anything about it? Like, somebody that you are dealing with, or something, a situation, is not very self-aware. And I feel like that's just part of the reason for this entire flashpoint, really, this Tower moment. You either walking away, or you not putting up with it, or you asking for there to at least be some give and take here. You're not putting up with it anymore. In some cases, it could be a divorce, but you will know if this is you or not, because this is probably something that's already been on your mind, of course. Or a breakup, of course. It doesn't have to be a divorce. But with the Six of Cups here, you're looking for emotional fulfillment. You're looking for emotional reciprocity. And that's going to be the key to how you will go forward in this connection or situation. It's almost like you're waiting for how they will react, or what they have to say about it, because that's going to be a big key to how you handle it. You're looking for reciprocity. You're looking for emotional fulfillment. The true emotional fulfillment, not just the emotional fulfillment of one person. You could be somebody who's always put people before themselves. And that's very, I mean, that's a good thing to have, to be selfless. But when you're too selfless and people take advantage of it, you have to care about yourself. Like, I don't care if you're the nicest person. Nobody is comfortable being a doormat forever, you know? Nobody. You deserve to be happy as well. You deserve just to be as happy as everybody else around you, pile two. With the Five of Pentacles here, that feeling of lack, the lack of emotional fulfillment, it's coming to an end. Because underneath this, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Satisfaction. Pride in what you have, pride in what you've created. It was reversed, which I don't read reversals, but I can see that it's been blocked. And underneath this, we have the Four of Inspiration, the Four of Wands, a rejoice, a party, happiness. Yeah. You're letting go of something here, pile two, and it's going to be so liberating. It's not going to be easy for sure, but like I said, focus on your routine. Implement good things into your routine that you know are going to benefit you emotionally, spiritually, mentally, in every aspect, so that you become strong in the way you handle this, because February is going to be quite a month for you, pile two. But let's move on to your closing messages. But like I said, you're gonna be very, you're actually gonna have a good humor about this. It's gonna be like, you held this back for so long. You thought you would be depressed or anxious, and maybe a little bit, sure, but I feel like you were more anxious or depressed or like some kind of negative vibe. You were more that leading up to this than you were after. So this is your key to not be so afraid of taking this action, of having this conversation. Your closing cards are going to be a few of the astro cards, because I've been dealing a lot with astrology this past few weeks. So where I've been feeling it the most physically for you, pile 2, has been literally right in the center of the heart chakra, like right where the sternum is, and also the corresponding part on the back. So I'm not sure if there's like some kind of energy that is being held there. It's almost like you're being held hostage, or like the energy is being held hostage. So if you do any kind of energy work, or if you work with your chakras, or any kind of yoga that corresponds with the chakras, I definitely recommend you work on heart openings, as well as anything in that back. Some of you could just have like maybe some kind of physical ailment there, but that is definitely something you should focus on when you do your meditation, breathwork, yoga, whatever it is that you do to clear your energy. But let's move on with these astro cards, because like I said, astrology is big for me this month, and that will benefit you. So we have the sun with source. Yeah, stepping into your power. I'm also getting, of course, the sun in tarot, which is confidence, regaining that sense of optimism, positivity. So like I said, you're actually going to be in a much better mood once this blows over, once you have the specific conversation or whatever it may be that is going on here. You're going to feel a lot better. And then we have debilitated, discomfort. But first we have to deal with this discomfort that is coming through. Let's put this in a past position. And like I said, there's going to be a sense of debilitation, but then the sun comes out. It's like it's been raining for days and days and days, and then suddenly you see the sunlight and you feel so much better. It's that kind of energy. It's that kind of mentality. You're going to be in a much better place after this blows over. And I'm hearing one more for you. The 5th house of passion. Some of you might find your inspiration for and zest for life again. I feel like, especially if you're creative, this whole situation may have dampened your creativity. It may have dampened your good spirits as well. And in some cases, if it's like if this isn't anything to do with like a relationship or in-laws or anything like that and you're single, and if it was like a friend or work situation, this could actually have impacted the way that you are attracting love into your life or the people you were dating. So take that as it resonates, of course. Make that fit your mold. But I definitely feel like it was repressing that 5th house energy here. And the sun does love to be in the 5th house. Somebody could have the sun in the 5th house, or somebody you are dealing with could have the sun in the 5th house, which might explain why you put up with them so much. This is somebody who typically is inspiring towards you, but they may have been taking up a bit too much of the inspirational role, if you will. And then 2 cards from the Animal Apothecary. We have Just Trust with number 32. Yeah, I feel like some of you just have to trust yourselves that everything will turn out just fine. Literally the smoke coming out of the ground and into this beautiful little rainbow. I love that imagery, actually. And then Surrender to Receive. Some of you are just going to have to give up a certain connection, a certain situation, and you'll receive a lot more than you were expecting. Also, both of these cards have a 2, 32 and 2. And this is February, the 2nd month of the year. So take that as confirmation. Back of the deck energy, what do we have? See beyond the past with 23. Some of you may be holding on to certain things because of the past that you have with a person, a situation, whatever it may be. Again, I can't remember if I said that before, but we're going to have to let this go, because that contract that you had at the beginning with whatever this was has changed and shifted so much that it's no longer the same thing. So it's best to just, if this connection, if these people, situation was meant to be in your life, it will come back again. The opportunity will show itself, and it will show itself in a healthy light, and you will know when to take that if it's meant for you again. If not, it's best to cut this off now, at least in this month. But But of course, this is all up to you, pile 2. This is just my advice. But regardless, I leave you here and I wish you nothing but all the best and all the love, pile 2. I can tell it's going to be quite a month for you. So I'm sending you the most beautiful energy, the most beautiful love. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose this huge soapstone heart, then we have your reading here for you today. I'm not sure what properties soapstone has. I just know that they use it a lot in all kinds of things, and I just really love how this heart looks. And it was huge, and of course, it's my theme for February because Valentine's Day and whatnot. But mostly self-love and relationships is also coming to the forefront in these readings so far, or at the very least, what's going on within them. And for you, so take this only if it resonates, of course, but while I was meditating for your pile, I got flirtationship, or somebody very new coming in, or if it's not somebody new, it's somebody with a new energy coming in. Very lighthearted, very fun. You have a lot of fun with this person. It could be a friend, it could be romantic. It all depends on, of course, what your situation may be. The card that you chose, we have attraction. Yeah, we have a ranunculus here. If you're harboring a secret crush, ranunculuses are the perfect way to reveal your true feelings. Their meanings include charm, attraction, commitment, and everlasting love, and say, I hold you close to my heart. They grow in a range of colors, from pure, chaste white to fiery reds and popping, passionate pinks. As I was reading those colors, it's weird. I feel like you're going to see a lot of sides of this particular person. I do feel like this is a secret crush. It could be yours. It could be them harboring a secret crush for you and you're just not finding out about it and kind of entertaining it this month. I'm seeing it towards the end of the month. I feel like you're both going to try to avoid Valentine's for obvious reasons. So I do see it happening either very early on or towards the end of the month, or whenever you see them next, of course. And for some of you, it might even be Valentine's. Believe it or not, Valentine's this year will actually have a lot of weird Venusian aspects to it astrologically. So if those of you who keep up with astrology, I encourage you to look up those dates and see what you can do about it. But with attraction here, as I was talking about those colors, you're going to see a lot of sides to them, like all the pinks and all the reds and all the I don't know why that came through, but yeah, you're going to see different sides to them that you may have not seen before, especially if it's somebody that you've known for a while. Because maybe for a lot of you, you may have already known this person for quite a bit. This could be somebody you worked with, go to school with, maybe they're just in your friend circle, but this is somebody you may already have some history with. We have teamwork. I'm determined to be a good teammate in all of my relationships. If we disagree, I'll resist the urge to place blame and look for a way to solve the problem together. When we're a team, everything's a game, and when we're on the same side, nobody can lose. I feel like they really already work with you. I feel like you've been on their team before and you realize that you actually do have good physical chemistry if it's a physical type of job that you do, or at the very least mental. I feel like you have a good back and forth here. And I feel like you can both see the compatibility or at least the chemistry right away. So I can see why you would entertain this person if you've already known them and you feel like it's a good gamble, let's say. We have true manifestations are powered by service and love. So we have the service and love coming through here again, and it's really interesting because I feel like you're going to learn a bit about yourself through this person, or at the very least through this, through knowing that as somebody is attracted to you, you're going to learn a little bit more about yourself, because it might be somebody that you're not used to at all. They're definitely going to shift a perspective about yourself and about your past connections. But they're also, they're going to show you sides of yourself as well. Because I was talking about how you're going to see different sides to them, all their different shades. You're going to see that within yourself too. They might be a mirroring type of connection. I am getting a little bit of soulmate-y vibes, but not too much. So don't take that to heart if it's not resonating. We have look for fairies, number 30. Some of you might tap into your inner child this month, and it's going to like amplify that sense of playfulness within you. This person could bring this out within you as well, but I feel like this is more you, pile 2. build strength. Some of you may be hitting the gym or at least be working on your actual physical body. I can tell some of you are working towards something specifically. It could be a certain goal you've set for yourself. Maybe you want to be able to bench press a certain amount, or you might want to lose a certain amount of weight, or you might just want to tone up. You're setting realistic goals that some people might consider idealistic, but you're going for it anyway. I feel like a lot of you are actually tapping into you're very grounded this month, surprisingly, and I'm not sure why. And then we have the nectar. I will read the book on this, but if I remember correctly, the nectar is like the sweet spot, quite literally. And it does have a double meaning here for those of you who want to take it that way, of course, especially when it comes to this person that is coming through. But I feel like they're inspiring you because there's a sense here with this inner child and building strength. You're taking care of both your internal world and your outer. And it could be inspired by this person. It could be as a result of you doing this that you attract this person. They might even say something. You could go to the gym with this person. They might, like I said, there's something about this attraction that is actually helping you grow. And I don't say that lightly because I don't want to say that you need people to grow or that you need somebody to complete you or anything like that, because you are very much your own person onto your own self. But in this case, I feel like you're open to being a little bit vulnerable with somebody. And that's not something that comes through very often. Like I said, if it's not a romantic partner, it could be a friend. It could be somebody that is very inspiring toward you. And then, of course, for some of you, well, no, I don't want to say it's like an idol or a celebrity that you look up to. I really feel this is going to be somebody in the 3D who is going to inspire you. Somebody you know. It could be a friend. It could be a new side of somebody that you've known for a long time as well. But I'm really loving this energy. Let me get the book for this card. Okay, so from the book, the nectar, the medicine, the elixir, the garden. In Hindu mythology, there is a miraculous substance known as, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, amrit or nectar, that contains infinite healing power. This golden nectar or sacred elixir is the drink of immortality, and like its sister substance, soma, is known to activate subtle, intelligent forces that ease the mind, body, and spirit. Though esoteric, these images lead us to the central energy of this archetype, the sweet, potent, heavenly essence that lubricates our spirit back to life. The nectar card calls us to identify and relish in places, practices, people, and activities that regenerate and heal. So yeah, I feel like that's the energy I was feeling through this, that regardless of what your connection is with this person, regardless of where it's taking you, because I'm hearing don't worry about the outcome of this connection. Focus more on the present moment and how this person is affecting you and how it's making you feel. Because there is a very healing energy about this connection in general. I don't know if it's this person or if it's just like the healing aspect within you being brought out by this person, but it's a very healing, I don't want to say connection or relationship. It could just be a very healing flirtationship even. Whatever this person brings out in you, it's something that you've been needing, and it's something that's definitely going to sweeten your life, because I feel it's almost like I'm putting something like honey on the heart chakra, if that makes any sense. It's a very like a salve or something like aloe vera on a burn. It just feels very soothing and something that's been needed. And I feel like you'll mutually benefit from whatever this is, because this person has been needing it too. So yeah, I feel like there's a mutual healing and a mutual growth within this connection, within this this person. This person could also just be you, of course, but I really do feel like it's somebody else coming in. And it'll just be like the beginnings of this, whatever this is. But let's move on to your tarot, because I'm interested to see what else will become of this, because it's a very beautiful energy. I'm not gonna lie, very different from the last two piles, especially the last one. The last one I feel was just a little tense. It's the first pile I haven't brought up Pluto. There's not really well, no, because it is Plutonic, but it's not in your face kind of way. This is a very soft Pluto energy where, like, yes, you're changing and you're noticing it, but it's in a way that you feel beautiful about. if that makes sense. Like you feel enlightened and I don't know, you just feel like a different person. So we have Justice here. We have the 8 of Emotions, the 8 of Cups. You're walking away from something, or you have recently walked away from something that wasn't making you feel great. We also have the 4 of Pentacles with holding on to something. We have the Page of Cups. I can tell some of you are very tired. It's almost like you meet this person when you least expect because you're still recovering from something that you've let go emotionally or energetically. And that's why this Page of Cups is coming through. Like you went through something, it could have been legal, it could have been just very binding, but you walked away from it emotionally. And I feel like that was the way you finally made your own closure with it, was walking away from it internally. And then with the 4 of Pentacles here, you're still holding on to something, but whatever it is, it's very much physical. Or at the very least, monetary. Like you could be owing somebody money or somebody could be owing you money. You're waiting for one last thing and it's physical, but that's the only reason you're still, quote, quote, attached to this situation or person. But then they come in here with this beautiful Page of Cups emotion. Page of Cups is somebody new, or a new side to somebody you already know. Emotional side, an emotional side to somebody you know. And then the Queen of Cups. And this is you, my beautiful pile 3. Finally coming into your emotions, feeling them, feeling all the good and even the bad. I feel like you're appreciative for all the negativity you felt because it made you understand and made you grow. But now you can grow in a healthier way through positive emotions. Back of the deck energy, the Star. Yeah, hope. This is kind of the energy this is giving me is like if you just went through a divorce or if you went through a bad breakup, you thought you would never trust anybody again or find anybody again. And then the next person that comes through is somebody who is just so, just almost perfect. Like they look how you want them to look like. They act the way you want. It's almost like a dream. That's why the Star is here. And it's the energy that is coming through, or the message coming through for this energy is don't worry about the outcome of this person. Just worry about what's going on right now. Don't worry about the outcome. Because I can tell some of you are already wondering, well, am I going to be with this person? Am I going to marry them? Am I going to finally have kids with this person? It's that kind of energy. Don't worry about it. Like, just live in the now. And I can tell some of you are asking these kinds of things already. And I'm sorry this ended up being a little bit more relationship based than I wanted to for this month of February, but I can tell some of you have been through a lot. If this is not a person, it's a situation. It could be a job or a creative pursuit. And again, take your time with it. I feel like it's easier to say that about somebody that isn't a person, because with people, you want to know where they stand. But with a job or a creative endeavor, you already take it day by day. You can't help but take it day by day. Or at the very least, this is reminding you to take it day by day. To clarify these, I'm using the Empyrean Mini Tarot. So let's clarify this Justice card. This is interesting. The Ruler of Pentacles. Whatever you let go was something that had been in your life for quite a while. It could also be a work situation, not going to lie. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles with the 8 of Emotions. Again, you're leaving behind very, I don't want to say something stable, because if it had really been stable, you wouldn't have left it. But you're leaving behind something that you had been with for quite a while. Something that for the longest time gave you stability. To clarify the 4 materials, we have the Queen of Cups again. Yeah, you're stepping into your Queen of Cups energy, my beautiful pile 3. I almost called you my love, and I don't typically call people that. So you're stepping into your Queen of Cups energy, my love. To clarify the Page of Cups, we have the Queen of Globes. You're becoming your own source of stability, or you're learning to become your own source of stability through this person you meet. I feel like they inspire you a lot to bring out the best in you, quite honestly. And then to clarify the Queen of Cups, we have the Page of Wands. This is that inspiration that this person gives, because we have 2 pages. These pages are going to be this person coming in, or the work situation, or the hobby, whatever it may be. For a lot of you, it's going to be a person, and for some of you, it will be a situation. Back of the deck, 10 of Swords. So the healing is going to go slowly, because I can tell internally some of you are still very much in this 10 of Swords energy, but underneath that we have 10 of Cups. So it's like hitting rock bottom and slowly coming back up to to emotional fulfillment. And underneath that, we have the Lovers, becoming complete. And that's within yourself, not with this person. Like I said, don't worry about this person's situation or whatever that is coming through. It could even be a muse for some of you. If you do creative work, it could be somebody that inspires you to, you know, write music again or draw again, to do the things that you used to love. They inspire you to love yourself. This is giving me, and I hate using this because I know it's got negative connotations sometimes, but like manic pixie girl or manic pixie boy energy. Because I was being shown uh, Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic, how he inspires Rose to just, you know, live her life. Literally, that entire movie is him encouraging her to choose her happiness and her freedom. And even, you know, in the end, when she lets him go, she still chooses herself and even takes on his last name as a tribute to that. Not because they were quote, quote, married or anything like that, but because he inspired her to be a whole new person. So, yeah, she ends up going by Rose Dawson. And I really love this energy. I love that there's somebody out there for you. And it's not necessarily that you care about the outcome of this connection or even where it may go, if it goes anywhere. Because like I said, for a lot of you, it might just be a flirtationship. I feel like they inspire you to truly choose yourself and to highlight the things that make you amazing. Because I can tell this person truly, truly loves everything about you and your inner self, pile 3. If they have admired you for quite some time and they find out that you've been heartbroken or have been devastated by a certain situation, they're going to get mad and annoyed and not understand why you're in that situation, because all they see is this beautiful person who could never be bogged down by anybody else. So it might surprise them. And I feel like that conversation or that acknowledgement of that is going to push you to be even more so your true self, especially around this person, I feel. But let's move on to, I haven't even tapped into the cards and already I'm getting so much because I can tell you've been through quite a bit, pile 3. You're a very spiritually strong person. You're very spiritually connected. And I really hope these messages are resonating for you because they're very beautiful. Just know you're such a bright, wonderful soul. And if you were meant to go through something difficult, it's not because you deserved it. Sometimes it's just the contracts we have. Sometimes it's just out of love that we have or used to have for somebody. But regardless, let's start with justice here. Like I said, you're leaving behind somebody that's very stable. With the King of Pentacles energy, this is somebody who does not let go easily. This is somebody who holds on to their energies, their finances, their things very strongly. So let's say this was a divorce and you're battling over a house or some assets or something. I feel like it's been a long battle, or it's been just a very draining situation to see that you have to let something go that you felt was yours for a long time because this person just held on to something. It could even be you. Maybe they had a hard time letting you go. But regardless, I feel like emotionally you're moving on. Even if the situation isn't over with, even if there's still, you know, things that are up in court or whatever. It could also be children, of course, for some of you. Or even just like I said, like a breakup, a long-term breakup where you both had a lot invested in each other or you bought things together. Emotionally, you're detached from this. Emotionally, you're gone. It's very much a separated but not fully divorced kind of energy, because under here we have the Knight of Pentacles. And I'm seeing the Knight of Pentacles as you're slowly starting to rebuild the things that you've lost, both emotionally, mentally, as well as physically. More emotionally and mentally than anything, because I feel like you were so caught up in whatever this past energy was that you kind of lost a bit of yourself. Because I see somebody feeling very down and depressed and kind of not being the person they used to be, especially before they met this person. It's quite interesting because I'm seeing like a gray cloud be lifted off of somebody. So yeah, you're emotionally detaching so that you can heal yourself. With the Four of Pentacles here and the Sovereign of Cups, you might still be holding on to a little bit of the love you have. I feel like you're a very loving person, so you will do this regardless. The Four of Materials, you're worrying about your own bag now. You're worrying about what you have left after all of this. This is actually giving me, what is it, Five of Cups energy. But in this case, because it's more Pentacles orientated, it's giving me you taking care of your body, you taking care of your health. You're focusing on the physical so you don't have to be so emotional all the time. But with the Queen of Cups here, it's like you're stepping into nurturing yourself emotionally in a much more healthier way. And this goes hand in hand with how you take care of your outside body. For some of you, the way you take care of your body is also affecting the way your emotions are, and vice versa. Your emotions could affect your physical body. So, for example, if you're very stressed, you're going to see a lot of like pimples pop up on your face. It's that kind of energy. Or if you're very stressed, you could have like a back that hurts a lot more. It's that kind of thing. So you're really focusing on taking care of yourself physically. And then this person shows up with the Queen of Globes, Queen of Pentacles. You learn a little bit of stability from them, or they inspire that stability. This person is more inspirational than anything, because we have the pages, and the pages, they inspire. They're like the muse. They're not necessarily people that do anything for you besides remind you how amazing you are. And I feel because of this, of the love that they share for you, that they express towards you, it allows you to gain some stability within yourself. It's like them saying, why are you crying over that person? You're so much more better looking, smarter, fun, whatever, you know, whatever compliments they give you will like ignite something within you. And you're like, you know what? You're right. I got to step back into my baddie energy. And I feel like you take that to heart, or at the very least, they mean for you to take this to heart. And whoever this person is, they don't like to see you upset for sure, because I feel like they actually kind of look up to you. Like they both admire you and look up to you at the same time. It's that kind of energy. With the Queen of Cups here and the Seeker of the Page of Wands, yeah, they're just very inspiring. Because like I said, it's a flirtationship, but even if it's meant to go nowhere, the fact that they took the time to make you feel good about something, it gives you a lot of hope. It gives you a lot of, it inspires you more than anything. What's underneath this? Judgment, yeah. But like I said, underneath that, you're still feel like you're rock bottom, but you're slowly but surely going to get that emotional fulfillment, that absolute bliss and happiness that comes through, and feeling whole again. For some of you, this could end up being like I said, a situationship. It could be a friends with benefits, and maybe that itself helps you as well, because you know, you may not expect anything from it, but at the very least, you're into each other and you're getting that out of it. So take it how it resonates. I'm not asking you to do anything risky, of course, but this is somebody who makes you feel good, either physically, emotionally, possibly all of the above. So, and spiritually as well, because we do have the heart chakra here. And who this person is, they could have a lot of water, like a combination of water and fire, with the wands and the cups here. You yourself, my love, I don't know why I keep calling you my love. I'm sorry, pile 3. You yourself, pile 3. You have a combination of cups and pentacles for sure as well. And with a star, that is Aquarius coming through. So I do feel like Aquarius energy is going to be very beneficial for you this month, because this is the month of Aquarius. Not the age of Aquarius, but definitely the month of Aquarius. Because I feel like that sign is going to be in something throughout the entire month. But regardless, let's move on to your closing statements, because I can tell that this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful month for you, especially if you're recovering from something or if you're going through something. And for some of you, this may last into the next month, because of all the water. I'm also getting Pisces, of course. So some of this may go into Pisces season, including in March. But let's get some closing messages. I'm using the Star Codes Astro Oracle, because I'm very focused on astrology this month. I have my lovely pile 3. We have Sagittarius with Expand, Descendant. Yeah, whoever this person is could have a lot of planets on your descendant, or vice versa. You could be on their descendant, and this is what you're attracted to. It says invitation, but it's definitely what you're naturally drawn to in partnerships. And it would make that flirtationship a lot more easy for you. We also have retrograde review. Some of you are going to feel like you're in retrograde because I forget what planet is going direct. I want to say it's Uranus. I feel like that's going direct, and I've been told that can feel a little bit like Mercury retrograde, because things will come out of nowhere, things will start malfunctioning out of nowhere, but it's not in a way that is meant to hinder you. It's in a way that is kind of meant to give you signs that you need to progress forward or reassess certain things, if that makes sense. The Sagittarius, somebody could be Sagittarius here, either you or your person. I feel like your vibe as a unit, you and this person, is very Sagittarian, where it's very liberating. You're having a lot more fun, very expanding. Like I said, you're growing for sure. But so is your person. I feel like you're going to teach them a lot of things. Or, well, maybe not teach them things, but definitely enlighten them, especially if they're nowhere near as spiritual as you, pile 3. You're going to show them a lot of things that they didn't know before. And it's going to open their eyes for sure. And then we have 2 cards from the Animal Apothecary. We have action leads to success. If you've been thinking about taking a specific action, this is your sign. Also, these are little dragons, specifically like the East Asian dragon that we see a lot, the Chinese dragon. And we are going into Year of the Dragon this month. So take that as another sign of confirmation of something for you, pile 3. Some of you could be Year of the Dragon, or that year in general is going to be very expansive for you, for sure. This could all take place once Year of the Dragon hits. And then we have See Beyond the Past. This came out in another pile. But yeah, you're learning to see beyond the past. You're not holding on to the past anymore. I feel like a lot of you are going to move on rather quickly once this past situation is done and over with. It could be with this person. It might not. Like I said, don't worry about the outcome, but you're going to move on pretty fast. And then back of the deck energy, self-worth, self-love, self-value, and self-respect. These cute little piggy. Oh my god. But yeah, you're learning to love yourself more than anything and to respect yourself as well. For some of you, I'm hearing take your time with this person if you do decide to pursue it as a relationship. It will show in the way they respect you and the way they respect your boundaries, whether you should proceed with them going forward. But this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile 3. I'm sending you so much love, and I'm glad you're going to have a much better month this month in February. Please let me know if any of this resonated, and if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the hematite and I want to say this is a cherry blossom. Yeah, cherry blossom. We have a reading here for you today about the month of February, and quite interestingly, this is a very grounded energy. I was tapping into your energy doing the meditation, of course, and I got very grounded energy, also decidedly very masculine. So not sure, of course, regardless of what you identify as, there's a very masculine grounded energy here in the month of February, either for you or it could be you yourself, pile 4. Also, I'm sorry if I called you any other pile 4. Yes, you're pile 4. But yeah, let's move on to the oracles, starting with the card you chose, the cherry blossom, peace. The tree that produces these delicate pink clouds is called sakura in Japanese, which means to bloom and to smile. Cherry blossom is a universal symbol of peace and harmony. It is said to call return to me to its recipient, and many also believe that it reestablishes a spiritual peace and harmony. Yeah, the image I was getting was somebody meditating and calling in somebody. So I don't know if you are calling in somebody else or if somebody is calling in you, or if you're just calling in peace and harmony in general, because that was kind of a similar vibe in other of my piles. So if you were drawn to any of those, I would recommend you go to them. But this has been so far the most grounded and peaceful out of all of them. And I do feel like some of you might have an affinity to Japan. Maybe you just like Japanese things, or you live there, or you have been there. But I feel like some of you do feel a connection to that, and maybe that's why you chose the cherry blossom. But let's move on with your oracles. We have giving. I welcome the idea of give and take in my relationships, and I eagerly practice the give part. By giving freely, I discover just how fun giving really is. Giving my time, care, and attention to someone else actually gives me good feelings, which makes me want to give even more. So yeah, I feel like some of you are really good givers. But here, it's almost like you're learning either how to balance that or how to be with somebody who is a good receiver, if that makes sense. It's like, yes, you give, but you may have been attracting a lot of takers in the past, or people who take advantage of you. And this month specifically, I feel like you're calling in people who know how to receive graciously and who know how to appreciate you for your giving. Because even though I don't think you expect anything from how you give, or when you give something, you don't expect anything in return. What you do at least expect is people being good to you and people appreciating you. Like at least a small thank you, I think, is the most you ask for whenever you give to somebody. And take that how it resonates, of course. It's easy to be a giving person, but even givers get tired of giving when the people they give to are very, unappreciative. We also have believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming, even when I can't yet see the result. We have connect with crystals. Some of you might be getting into crystals this month, or you may be like buying a lot of crystals or receiving them as well. You might be gifting them as well since you are a giver. And then you've got 2 archetype cards. We have the mountain. So the mountains could be important for you, pile 4. You could also be a Capricorn. I always associate the mountains with Capricorn because of the goats. But I'm also thinking of, I don't know why this celebrity specifically came through. I think she's a Capricorn, Dolly Parton, and she's from the mountains as well. So that's another reason I associate the 2. But also Capricorns love to climb the social ladder, not necessarily, but they do like to climb new heights. They do like to keep going for things, reaching for new heights. And then we have the Tear. Some of you are getting in touch with your emotions this month, which is quite interesting. I feel like that's going to be in the latter part of the month when we get into Pisces. So you could be like a Capricorn Pisces mix. You could also be Capricorn with any other kind of water, Scorpio or Cancer. But I'm feeling like, I feel you're a very, very aware person, pile 4. You're somebody who's definitely very spiritual, or at the very least opening to that spiritual side of yourself. You're learning to ground yourself for sure, or you're already very grounded, or you're working with that energy that you know is very grounded within you, especially with these crystals here, because to me, crystals in general are very grounding because they're literally from the earth. They're literally rocks, so they will help you ground. In fact, hematite is one of the more grounding crystals that there is out there. If you don't already own hematite, I do recommend it. It's actually, I think it's an actual metal, but still, it's easy to find and inexpensive and very beautiful too. I love how it's almost like a mirror here. But also garnet is coming through, and I don't know if I have a piece of garnet. Yeah, I do. So we have garnet, hematite, and what's another good one? Smoky quartz, tourmaline. Let me just get them all out for you since the crystals card came through. I've actually been waiting for that card to come out so that I could show you off all these crystals. But yeah, these are all good grounding crystals. This is garnet polished. It can also be in like a little weird shape. And then this is black tourmaline, which comes in a rod like this, but it can also be polished. I prefer this raw version. And then smoky quartz is another lovely one. This is especially good if you're trying to learn control, especially because I feel like a lot of you are learning how to control yourselves. Maybe that's part of the reason you want to ground this month. But then there's another set of you that want to just learn how to be at peace. And for that, again, smoky quartz is a good crystal because it's very peaceful. It's very soft. It's a soft grounding energy. And then what crystals did we have for the selection that was grounding? I guess soapstone, the soapstone heart was also very grounding. I don't really know much about it. I just liked the way it looked. But regardless, I feel like in February, you're learning how to ground yourself. It could be due to your emotions. I feel like you're learning new sets of emotions, or you're learning to deal with being a very vulnerable person, if that makes any sense. Because I'm seeing somebody who typically doesn't tap into their emotions, or you hide a lot of your true self away from the majority of people. Like if you have a public image, you don't show your true honest self to a lot of people. I feel like you reserve that for a very select few. That's your friends, that's people that you thoroughly trust, and then of course your partner if you have one. Some of you again might be calling in a partner that you can be vulnerable with, who you can trust, because there's a sense here of I wouldn't say it's loneliness, but like I said, you want somebody that you can share the things that you have to offer to the world with, somebody you can give to, again, who will appreciate and maybe even give something else back. I'm not saying that you're expecting an exchange of something here. You're not expecting anything in return other than appreciation. And at the very least, you know, I don't know, you expect what anybody else would expect back, and that's just a thank you. Which is, it kind of makes me a little sad, pile 4, because I feel like you could definitely benefit from somebody who gives just as much back to you as you give to them. Let's say you're a physical giver, so you give gifts. Somebody should be able to give you back in lots of love, dedication, and attention. Or maybe you're not seeing this. I feel like you might have let somebody go who took advantage of you, and this is part of the reason you have to deal with this tier here. You have to deal with the emotions that you may not have wanted to truly you may not have wanted to acknowledge before. Believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming, even when I can't see it yet, the result. Something about your beliefs is coming through, that you used to be somebody who had to say something in order to believe it, but now it's like you're shifting that and choosing to trust, to see it before you, or to believe it before you see it. I feel like somebody else is going to come through and truly show this to you as well. That could be a mentor. It could even be a friend, a partner, something along those lines. But they're going to show you something that's going to shift the way you look at things and your beliefs for sure, pile 4. Also, this is the pile I've been the quietest with. I'm not sure why. I don't know if you yourself are a quiet person or if you just prefer quiet people. But I feel like in all the other piles, I've been like, I don't know, a little bit more loud. So I'm sorry if you can't hear me. I try to be loud because I'm a naturally very quiet person. But in this case, there's like a sense of serenity and peace, and I don't want to disrupt that. It's like I came into a room and somebody's there meditating, and I don't want to ruin their peace. In fact, even this girl here is sitting there with her crystals meditating, and that's the image that I got before I even tapped in. I don't think I said that, but when I was meditating for this pile, I saw somebody sitting cross-legged and meditating. But at first I thought it might have just been me, because that's how I meditate before I do this, so I'm not sure. But regardless, let's move on to your tarot to see what the month of February awaits you, my lovely pile 4. Also, this is the first pile that I've sat for most of the reading for. I usually stand because it allows me to grab everything a lot better, but there's a sense here that this groundedness might be a bit much for me because I'm like sitting. Well, not a bit much for me, more like it's very powerful. This groundedness is very powerful. I also just touched all of these, so maybe that's got something to do with it. So for my pile 4, we have the 6 of Inspiration. This is a 6 of Wands, and this is a celebration energy coming through. We also have the 6 of Emotions, the 6 of Cups. This is reciprocity. I take this to mean emotional reciprocity, but for a lot of people, it could also be nostalgia and working with the inner child. We have the Ace of Emotions here. Yeah, tapping into those emotions. This is the Ace of Cups. We have the Empress. Okay, some of you are trying to call in feminine energy, or your Empress. Take it how it resonates. You might be balancing out your masculine and feminine as well, which is interesting because that's going to be one of my next readings, so stay tuned. But some of you may be calling in the Empress energy if you feel like you're a little bit too much in your Emperor energy, that feminine. And then we have the Muse of Emotions. This is the King of Cups in this deck, and it's sideways, so this is why I have to see it. But I'm also taking into account that these are mirrored, and even though all of the Muse cards in this deck are mirrored, some of you might be looking for like a twin flame connection, a mirror, somebody who is your counterpart. I'm surprised the Lovers didn't pop out. Back of the deck energy, we have the Muse of Voices. This is the Muse of Swords. Sorry, the King of Swords. But some of you are not just looking for somebody who is, you know, beautiful and emotionally nurturing. You're looking for somebody who's not, how do I put this? You're looking for somebody who's got wit, somebody who uses their brain, essentially. You're looking for somebody who's smart, because you know if somebody is well-read and intelligent, you can go the distance with them. Also, I feel like you yourself need a lot of mental stimulation, so you can't be with somebody who can't make good conversation. So I can tell that the person you're manifesting is kind of a tall order, but that's okay because you deserve it, pile 4. Don't think that you're asking for too much when you have so much to give. So to clarify these cards, we have the Empyrean Mini Tarot. To clarify the 6 of Wands, we have the Ace of Swords. To clarify the Six of Cups, we have the Hanged One, the Hanged Man. To clarify the Ace of Cups, we have the Three of Wands. To clarify the Empress, we have the Ten of Cups. Yeah, you're looking for somebody who you can share with, or another way to see this is that once you tap into that feminine energy that you may have rejected for a long time, you will feel a sense of emotional fulfillment. And this is regardless of what you identify as, of course. You could be a man or a woman here, or anything in between. The thing is, you've been in your masculine energy for so long, it's time to tap into your feminine energy. And another way to look at this, of course, is if you're looking for somebody who is more feminine in their energy, you could be calling that person in as well. And then, oh wait, back of the deck energy. We have Temperance with balance. Yeah, we're balancing a lot of stuff here. We're balancing connections. We're balancing the things that we need. We're balancing our give and take. We're balancing our feminine and masculine here. So lots of balance. I am getting a little bit of Libra energy here, but not too strongly. But let's start over here with the Six of Wands and the Ace of Daggers. You're going to be called to go to some kind of function, or there's going to be a need to celebrate something. You will meet somebody there who will spark your interest mentally. It's going to be something that they say. It's going to be a conversation that they have. They're going to really just tickle your brain, I'm hearing, because they're going to be a very interesting person, regardless of what they look like, regardless of what they, of whom they are, of who they are. You might get a little tongue-tied around them, not gonna lie. Or they might be a little tongue-tied around you. They might say the wrong thing when they mean something else. I feel like this is gonna be more you than anything, because this person just seems very impressive. Or this idea, this whomever, it could be a group of people as well. It could be, I don't know, somebody who allows you to meet somebody, or who shows you, who introduces you to somebody. And then we have the Six of Cups here and the Hanged One. Like I said, this is emotional reciprocity with the Hanged One. This is a shift in perspective. It's also a letting go. I feel like some of you are letting go of some inner child trauma, or some notion from your childhood that has been holding you back. That's what I'm getting with these two. And that's going to allow for that emotional give and take to come through, that finding somebody who feels the same way as you. You could bond through somebody that has gone through the same things as you. I feel like this reading is becoming a relationship reading, and I did not mean for that to happen. The same thing has happened in other previous piles, because it's just for the month of February. But because you yourself have been calling in for some kind of balance here, I feel like it'll be inspired by a person, pile 4. So with the Ace of Cups and the Three of Wands, this is very interesting, because we have beginning something emotionally, but taking it pace by pace. Whomever it is that you meet in February, because I feel like you will meet somebody, you're being advised to take it slowly. Like, yes, make the plans, but make them very flexible. I can tell you're somebody who prefers to make the plans, or who is used to always making the plans. But I'm hearing to let it be open, because these people or this person you meet might want to do other things, and you're going to be encouraged to go do those different things, just so you can see a different side of them, a different side of yourselves. You might be open to newness this month, like a lot of new things. And I feel like I use that word a lot in the intro. So sorry if I've been using that a lot, but that's just what I'm getting. It's like something new is coming through in February, and you're being called to take a chance on it, to at least do it this one time to see if you like it. So yeah, make the plans, but be flexible. With the Empress and the Ten of Cups, like I said, you're looking for your Empress energy, whether that's through a person or through an energy that you must embody yourself, pile 4. And then Muse of Voices and Muse of Cups here. This is the King and the Kings of Cups and Swords. You're looking for emotional maturity. I feel like you're used to dating people who have not been emotionally mature, even if they were your age or maybe even older than you. Emotionally not mature, or emotionally not I hate saying it this way, because I don't mean to be mean to anybody, but they have not been emotionally put together enough to handle the things that you've given them, or the things that you've proposed to them. In some cases, it may have actually been a proposal. So I feel like some of the heartbreak you have is choosing more for looks, or for whatever's going on the outside, even for like career. I feel like you've been with people who have been very well advanced in their careers, and yet as people, as individuals, emotionally, they were just not there. So it's kind of interesting. You're not looking for that anymore. What you're looking for now is somebody who can make you feel right, or who feels peaceful and is like just not cutthroat, not willing to be submersed in drama. Like, you can't avoid all the drama, but you don't have to live in it, is what I'm hearing. I feel like you're used to that kind of energy. Somebody who just always wanted to be in drama, or was always looking for it, or was kind of not ashamed by it. You're looking for emotional maturity with temperance. Somebody who's also balanced, and not saying that there's anything wrong with being a little bit out of balance, because I can tell that you acknowledge when you're out of balance. It's just like they should know when to rein it in, and they should know when to seek help. That's the energy you're looking for. Somebody who takes accountability for the kind of person they are, because that matters to you, the person they are and the person you choose, as well as the people you want to be as a couple, or as a partnership, whatever it is that you're looking for here. Underneath this, we have the Seven of Cups, which is always a good card when you're looking for options, because you're definitely going to get your share of options this month. For sure, my beautiful pile 4. And then underneath this, what is there? Judgment. Yeah. You're going to be making some tough decisions this month, believe it or not. What those are, I'm not sure, but I don't know if they're in conjunction with all of this that is going on. I feel like a lot of them are not, but because you are making some big decisions, it will call in certain people into your life that are going to help you balance this masculine and feminine energy situation, whether that's within an actual connection or whether that's just within you, pile 4. But I'm loving this for you. I'm loving that you're choosing peace, and that you're choosing people that are going to be just as peaceful as you. That's something beautiful. It's a very mature energy too, which is very interesting. I'm wondering if Pluto and Aquarius has anything to do with this, but I feel like a lot of you may not even be too much into astrology, so I won't dive too much into it. But our closing cards are astrology cards. So let's get 2 of these. I'm hearing 2 of these for you, pile 4. So we have solar calm with clarify. I feel like that's a little bit self-explanatory. You're looking for the calm. You're looking for the clarification. You're looking for people to show their true selves with the soul, with the with the sun here, with that sun energy. But you want the calm as well. It's like you want people to be themselves, but also just not be full of chaos. It shouldn't take chaos to bring out people's true selves, is what I'm hearing. And then Taurus, cultivate. Yeah, I was getting Taurus energy from this just because of that calm, steady pace and that need for groundedness. Tauruses in general are very grounding. I've been told this even though I myself don't feel very grounding, and I'm very much a Taurus. So this could be you, pile 4. You could be a Taurus, or you could be embodying that energy. This could also be what you're looking for. So you might meet a Taurus that is very very inspirational, or that you might take a liking to. And then I'm getting 3 animal apothecary cards. Okay. Because I feel like you want more advice than what the astro cards have to offer. The time of Taurus could also be important, and this will be mid-March to mid-May. Sorry, mid-April to mid-May. Yeah, mid-April to mid-May. No, because I said March, maybe March is also important. We have surrender to receive. This came out in another pile as well. And I feel like that's a theme of this month. Some of us are letting things go in order for new things to come in. We have it's in you. And I want to say this is emerald, or it looks like emerald. So if you're looking for a crystal, emerald could be one that you also look towards. And I don't know where my emerald crystal went. I have raw emerald, and it's not like the actual emerald that you see polished and rings and stuff. So here it is. And this is heart chakra energy. So I am seeing courage with the lion, the heart chakra here, and of course your emotions. You're gonna be very brave when it comes to both loving yourself and loving other people. And then prayer answered, 12. You will meet somebody who is pretty much everything you wanted. I'm not sure if it's gonna be in February, but you're definitely calling them in February, and the steps may be taken in order to get you to this person this month. Also, we have the buffalo, which is another one of the Taurus animals, because they're cousins, the bull and the buffalo. So, or is it bison? Whatever you call these beautiful creatures, I love them. But yeah, just take that as double confirmation that a Taurus is important, or Taurus energy is important. You might be a Taurus, or of course, the time of Taurus might be very, very, I'm hearing satisfying, gratifying, which is weird. But this is all I have for you today, my beautiful pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I wish you nothing but love and the best in the month of February and throughout the year, of course. And if any of this resonated, please let me know in the comments. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.